bring you greetings, my wonderful viewers. I'm yours, Engineer Dele Abu, aka Delex. I have come with another wonderful episode today. 5G, the controversial wireless mobile network. What is 5G? 5G is just the fifth generation of wireless mobile network technology. We have 1G, we have 2G, we have 3G, we have 4G, and now 5G. In the whole time, we will remember before any of this G at all, we were using land phone. The land phone is just the normal table phone you normally use at home, where the wire will be connected via your table phone that links the headquarters of the service provider, which is their console in their control room. It means it is not wireless, it has to be connected via wire, and it has to also be, it is not also mobile. So before the development, technology came out with a very wonderful one, which is the wireless mobile network. And then they initiated 1G. And the 1G now was established in year 1980. That very 1G that was initiated or that was founded in year 1980, it was just for making calls. You could make calls wirelessly. Though it has no what we call digital signals, it has no global roaming, and so on. And it has a very low quality voice. But later they came out in 1990 with another one, which is the 2G. It was an improved one on 1G. And so that one, they were able to do some things on it. They were able to improve a lot on that. There was what we call MMS, that is multimedia message. You could send message, picture. And later in 2003, they came out with another one. And another one that they came out was just an improved on the 2G. It was founded in 2003. So this came with bandwidth. And the bandwidth was also reliable. There was security. And the data package was also good enough that you could be able to use internet on your mobile phone. Then later, they came out with 4G. And so 4G was founded in 2009, and which was more faster. It was 10 times faster than 3G. And you have access to internet on your smartphone with a broadband. And that is how 4G came in 2009. Now, in 2020, 5G is expected to roll out. The inventors have been working on this before now, but they desire to roll out massively by 2020. But it has become a bone of contention. And so I used to say, anytime I hear about 5G, then I normally say 5G, the controversial network. And that is why I titled this very one, 5G, the controversial wireless mobile network. It's very controversial. You know why it is controversial? It is controversial because of some factors, which I just want to quickly mention. Number one, some are against it because of the health effect. Number two, some linked 5G with the coronavirus pandemic we've been talking about. Number three, some are after the benefit alone. What they are after is just what they want to use 5G for. They don't care about the negative effect. All they are after is the work effect, the effectiveness of 5G. That is what they are after. And number four, the inventors and the investors. Of course, the inventors have put so much on this 5G, and also the investors. And so they wouldn't allow anything to bring it down just like that. These are the reasons why it is so controversial. The 5G becomes so controversial because of these factors that I've mentioned. Here, I want us to listen to Breakthrough Investors report on 5G.
Breakthrough Investors has reported that the new 5G, that is the fifth generation networks, are going live over the next few months. 5G networks are premised at bringing technological shifts that promises to deliver speeds as much as 100 times faster than 4G. Information Communication Technology (ICT) experts project that 5G will eventually replace almost every internet connection on Earth. They also predict that by 2021 alone, there will be an estimated 29 billion devices hooked up to 5G, and that this alone will create a market value for more than $1.46 trillion for investors. It is unclear if a migration to 5G connectivity will be affected by conspiracy theories which are being circulated on social media that linked 5G technologies to the coronavirus pandemic outbreak. The theories are surprisingly being pushed by prominent politicians, business and religious leaders who are inculcating fears over and resistance to the technology. Internet of Things Solution (IoT) World Congress observes that the main advantage of the 5G network includes greater speed in the transmission, lower network latency, greater capacity of remote execution, greater number of connected devices, the possibility of implementing virtual networks, that is, network slicing, and providing more adjusted connectivity to concrete needs. Meanwhile, some of the disadvantages of the 5G networks includes they are costly, they need more investment in infrastructure coverage will decrease significantly. High speed 5 to 10 Gbps will easily fill the memory space of the smartphones in few seconds. Huge sizes of batteries, heat radiation will also increase significantly.
If you listen critically, you will hear that the benefits alone were mentioned. I mean the advantages. And the disadvantage was not mentioned at all. They skipped the disadvantage. I mean the side effect. The side effect of electromagnetic radiation on human health during transmission of 5G signal, which is the major cause of the universal controversy. The investors and the inventors claimed that the 5G technology is being attacked by conspiracy theory, are being pushed by prominent politicians, business and religious leaders who are inculcating fears and resistance to the technology. Wait a minute. Are the researchers politicians? Are they businessmen? Are they religion leaders? The research has been in place for decades. And we also learned in school before the advent of this generation networks. Then we learn about radioactive emission, the ionizing power and penetration power of radiation, electromagnetic spectrum, etc. But I'm not going to talk or dwell on that now, simply because it may be complex to understand by those who does not have science background, and because it is not a topic that we can conclusively treated in a hurry if we must get to the root. Briefly, let us see how the effect of 5G technology were highlighted and described by Dr. Rena Bray, a chemical engineer MD from Toronto University, and Dr. Magda Navas, a well-known recognized researcher.
Generation technology promises faster download speeds and conveniences that most of us have never dreamed of, but will also be blanketed with a new type of radiation called millimetre waves. Health experts are warning about the rising risks with a 5G rollout.
It's not been made clear to the public that 5G won't just be another number and letter on your cell phone. It requires an entirely new infrastructure of thousands of small cellular antennas to be erected throughout cities where it's going to be installed.
What would 5G infrastructure look like? Small cell antennas could be placed as close as every third hydro pole. Scientists from 42 countries are now warning their governments about the emerging health problems associated with wireless radiation, and Canadian doctors and scientists have added their voices.
The most prevalent symptoms include headache, fatigue, decreased ability to concentrate, tinnitus, irritability, and insomnia. Impacts on the heart and the nervous system are also of great concern.
Dr. Rena Bray has been working at the Provincial Environmental Health Clinic for 15 years and seen the number of people suffering adverse effects from electromagnetic exposure rising.
We are concerned that the upcoming introduction of 5G will significantly increase the proximity and extent of exposure to microwave radiation in Ontarians. We predict that the number of people who develop the symptoms I just mentioned will rise in the places where 5G is first installed.
Dr. Magda Havas is internationally recognized for her research on the biological effects of electromagnetic pollution. She said that at high intensities, these waves cause intense heat and pain because sweat glands on the surface of our skin act like mini antennas.
At lower frequencies, scientists are predicting damage to eyes, loss of insect populations which are already declining, antibiotic resistance in bacteria, and physiological effects on the nervous system and on the immune system.
Radiation from radio frequencies is classed in the same category of carcinogens as lead.
If we consider the advantages and the disadvantages with each other, we will observe that the disadvantages overrules the advantages. If the investors and the inventors behind 5G technology are aware of the negative effect of this 5G technology, that is the electromagnetic radiation on human Earth, but still insist in implementing and launching it out at all costs for the purpose of their self-interest and fame at all costs, then I will say it is inhuman. I will call it a modern money ritual and fame ritual. The life of anybody does not worth dying for any reason, most especially for money. It does not worth implementing if you are only mindful of your millions investment, profit, and future hidden agenda unknown to people, and not mindful about people's life and earth that is at stake. I would say it is absolute wickedness, selfishness, and it is not acceptable. We should know that it is not every eatable that is good for body system or body metabolism. So it is not every technology that seems good that is also good for our earth, especially once it has a negative effect on our earth system. If 5G is hazardous, that is from research, then it is better to back out for the sense of humanity's sake. You call this conspiracy theory, and that the advent of 5G technology is linked to coronavirus. Professionally, I agree that 5G is not bioagent that can be transmitted via touch or via sneezing. No, I understand that. But however, it is no longer a news that the coronavirus was man-made to divert the attention of people from the earth hazard of 5G wherever it's being installed, and to focus the attention of people to coronavirus pandemic. You understand what I mean? If this is true, then we have been deceived, which amount to evil at its peak. I listened to Dr. Deborah Davis from University of Melbourne in Australia, and that was on the 30th November 2015. She delivered a lecture on the truth about mobile phone and wireless radiation. She said they discovered from research that cell phone radiation is carcinogenic, capable of affecting the brain memory, and long-time usage can cause brain cancer. It can damage DNA, can reduce sperm count, can affect functions of liver, nervous system, etc. This prompted me to do a personal research, which I call a litmus test to the effect of brain memory. You know what I did? I set up a questionnaire requiring an immediate response for age 18 to 50 years old. Number one question was, how many hours do you spend on your cell phone per day? Number two, where do you normally keep your phone whenever you want to sleep? Number three, what is your second born's birthday, if you have any? Number four, what was your best subject when you were in school? After telling me your best subject, I will ask few questions from the subject. Surprisingly, do you know it was 95% of those who spend more time on phone, especially on call, couldn't remember most of the questions I asked them. From age 50 to 70, who doesn't use to cell phone when they were young? These were the age that were able to give me an accurate answer, and even the question that require mentioning date, they gave me accurately. So therefore, I call on the World Health Organization, Federal Communication Commission, and all other organizations concerned to holistically look into the advent of 5G to save the world from the technology that is capable of reducing our lifespan. If we are not safety conscious, we could end up unconscious. Think about it. The Nigerian government has concluded and accepted the 5G technology without proper research on the earth hazard. I am not saying this to discredit Nigerian government. No. I am saying this because over 43 advanced countries that is more advanced than Nigeria technologically, they came out with evidence from research on the earth hazard of this 5G, and they publicly rejected and denounced the 5G technology. Now, I want us to see the video where 5G technology was, welcomed by the Minister of Communication and the board member.
The Minister of Communications, board members, and senior staff of Nigeria's telecommunications giant MTN PLC arrived at the venue of the 5G demo presentation in Abuja.
We would like only the minister, the board VIP guests.
The minister is taken on a short tour round the kiosks, where he's introduced to the 5G demo and its advantages over the 4G technology. MTN 4G is good, but the 5G, when fully launched, is capable of providing its users a speed in data and voice services that is 20 times faster than the current 4G. In his remarks, the Minister of Communications says the federal government will speed up all the processes required for the official launch of the new 5G technology.
I believe as long as we are able to handle the potential challenges, the deployment of 5G is very critical to our economy because of so many advantages of 5G, the issue of latency, the issue of speed, and many more. And we are proud of MTN for being the first to still embark on this 5G trial. Thank you very much.
Officials of MTN Nigeria PLC describe the 5G technology as a transformational change when it is fully launched.
As I've indicated, there are many use cases that have been unlocked by 5G. In the past, you cannot do remote surgery, control a drone, or other things that require ultra-low latency. With 5G technology, this can now be done. This is now possible.
I can also tell you that for even security services, for drone services, for what we in the technology area we call Internet of Things, where machines are also able to communicate with themselves and with humans. 5G is the way to go.
While in some countries, we saw where 5G equipment were damaged and burned down by the citizen after announcing the earth hazard on human being. I want us to see the video where 5G equipment were destroyed and burned down. But here we saw where 5G cables were being laid at Lagos during the lockdown exercise when everybody was supposed to be indoors. Now, let us see the video of the eyewitness.
My fellow Nigerians, this is what is going on in Lagos State. Here in Lagos, they have started laying the 5G pipes in Lagos. This is Lagos. These are the 5G pipes. Why people are indoors? They are busy laying it. I just asked one of the diggers now. He's telling me that it's Airtel. And that they just finished that of MTN last week. That they have gone all around Lagos. They have laid the 5G. The next thing now they will mount the antenna. And as soon as they on their dead switch, the Nigerians will start dying for just no reason. Look at, they are digging. They are laying the pipe all over Lagos. They are laying the pipes. These people are doing it ignorantly. They don't know what they are doing. Yes, Lagos.
That's why we are locked inside. We won't question.
That is why they lock everybody indoor.
So it won't cause traffic.
So that traffic, Nigerians will not see what they are doing. And one of the guys confided in us that they just finished that of MTN. And that this is the one of Airtel. This is the one of Airtel. This is the 5G digging grounds in Lagos. Everywhere, all over Nigerians. That is why Bill Gates said Africans will die more.
That especially Nigeria.
Especially Nigeria, specifically he mentioned Nigeria.
When it was,
you understand? So that when they are through with this thing, in the next one, this is the project. They say a project under Lasivia supervision. Lagos State government approve this. This is what is going on in Lagos. By the time they are through, by the time they on their death switch, will start dying, and they will say this coronavirus outbreak. This is not coronavirus. This is the 5G. You can drive as long as possible. This is a project they just started and it's so fast. Look at, they removed the old pipe and they're replacing it with other new pipes. Look at, these are pipes. They're laying these pipes. Laying this pipe
the cables
all over.
are ready.
Some of the cables are ready.
This is Mende Road.
This is Mende Road.
Confirm it.
All of you should come and confirm it. This is what is going on in Lagos. If we don't resist this, we'll all die. We'll all die. They will depopulate us and then they will fulfill their demonic and evil agenda.
Is Nigeria technologically better than all these countries? Countries like Australia, Japan, New Zealand, etc. I don't think so, because one of the smallest components in electronics is resistor, and the one that is close to it is diode. And all these were not manufactured in Nigeria. We have to import them. As small as resistor is, the uses of resistor on a circuit is just to limit the current or to divide voltage in a circuit. As simple as that is, we can't manufacture it in Nigeria. So if we cannot manufacture ordinary resistor, now tell me, how are we going to efficiently, manufacture a whole device? So I wonder, why would Nigeria jump at it and accept a global controversial technology, even when some advanced countries are against it, to the level that some even started burning down and breaking down the equipment. Nigerian Institute of Electrical Electronics Engineering gave a brief supporting the advent of 5G. Now let us listen to this brief.
The Nigerian Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers, NIEEE, has revealed on Friday, 17th of April 2020, that the 5G technology can accelerate global, industrial, and environmental advancements. The body assured that the enormous capabilities of the 5G networks would not have health implications. NIEEE National Chairman Adeyemi said this in a statement on Friday. Adeyemi noted that 5G technology was safe and it had nothing to do with the current coronavirus pandemic. Adeyemi pointed out that countries that did not have 5G networks had already recorded COVID-19. 5G signals are transmitted over the radio waves, but not by sneezing or handshake or any other ways coronavirus can be transmitted. 5G signals are not bioagents, hence cannot be transmitted using transmitting stations. As experts, we cannot link the coronavirus pandemic to 5G mobile communication network. There are cases of coronavirus spreading in countries that do not have 5G networks. While the spread of coronavirus is a threat to life and global economy, the evolution of 5G will digitally transform healthcare, energy, financial services, transportation, entertainment, manufacturing, agriculture, and supply chain management sectors, among others, Adeyemi said. He added that 5G would improve the technologies behind the Internet of Things, IoT, artificial intelligence, smart city, smart home, self-driving cars, remote operations, and machine learning, among others. With the advancement of technology in the 20th century, humanity has been exposed to various forms of ionized and unionized forms which enhanced fast operations. Adeyemi said that all the health concerns about the 5G networks has no specific base and as such should be disregarded. He added that 5G would encourage cross-sector cooperation and partnership due to cross-sector infrastructure sharing as a cost reduction option to enhance access connectivity. We strongly recommend that all our roads and rail networks be equipped with self-sustaining cable ducts so that our transportation system can become intelligent. This cross-sector fiber deployment is the fundamentals towards our smart cities dreams. As professionals with the authority in this subject, we stand by the side of the conformance with globally approved radio communication regulations, standards, specifications, and other guidelines developed for 5G networks, he said. He pledged the Institute's commitment to continue to support and advise government organizations and educate the public on matters. Nigerian Communication Commission, NCC, recently reacted to rumors and theories about 5G technology.
I am using this opportunity to call on the Minister of Science and Technology, the Minister of Communication, and the Nigerian Communication Commission, NCC, to come together and do their proper homework with scientific proof before adopting 5G technology for the safety of the good and innocent people of Nigeria. After all, it is not a human rights policy and it is not free service. So how can we be subscribing for what will be killing us gradually? What is a threat to our health? Or what will reduce our lifespan? Even if such is free, it is not acceptable. Let them work and improve on the stability, the consistency, and to reduce the tariff of 4G. Personally, I have used 4G network in various capacity and did not experience any network difficulty or obvious latency. It is very stable in a very stable environment. For example, I streamed video and audio together and it was received instantly with negligible latency. If we are not safety conscious, we could end up unconscious. So think about it. Thank you for watching. Expect more of this kind soon. Keep safe and God bless you.